Okay guys, so next we're going to do the tolerance test, which is going to be our second test that we will be conducting. With the tolerance test, it is for us to distinguish between an aldehyde and a ketone. So with the aldehyde, what will happen is when you add your tolerance reagent to your aldehyde, a reaction will take place and you will end up with an alkoxide. And then your silver ion will then go to silver, which basically forms on the inside of your vial. So this is how you know if the aldehyde is if your reagent is an aldehyde. So we are going to do the experiment by first preparing our tolerance reagent, and then we're going to add our two reagents to see which one of them is going to test positive for the tolerance for the tolerance test. So we're first going to start by adding to vial 1 and 2 some silver nitrate. So we're going to add about 1 milliliter in there. So 1 milliliter into vial 1. And then 1 milliliter into vial 2. Next, we're going to add 1 drop of our sodium hydroxide. And you will see there's a brown precipitate forming in there. You don't need to worry about that too much yet because we're still busy making our tolerance reagent. So now we're going to add ammonia. So we're going to start adding it dropwise. So I'm going to start with vial 1 first. And you will see as I add it dropwise, it's not really making a big difference. So the idea is for us to get rid of this entire brown precipitate until it goes clear. So as we're adding it dropwise, it looks like it just keeps on getting worse. So we're going to add and add more of our ammonia. And while you're doing that, you're also going to stir with a glass rod. So you can still see there's a lot of brown precipitate still in there. So we're just going to keep on adding until everything dissolves. As you can see, it's starting to dissolve now. There's a few little more brown particles in there. So we're just going to keep on stirring. What we don't want is to add too much of the ammonia, otherwise it's not going to work, your tolerance reagent. So you're just going to add until all of your brown precipitate is gone. As you can see, this one is clear now. So now I'm going to do exactly the same with vial 2. So we're just going to add ammonia in there until this brown is completely gone. So I'm going to add, and then we're just going to stir it again. As you can see, the more I add, the more it's dissolving. Now you can see our tolerance reagent is ready. It is completely dissolved. So now we're just going to add our two reagents. We're going to add 1 butanol and butanol. So we're going to add them 1 to 3 drops into each. So in vial 1, I'm going to add the 1 butanol. So I added 3 drops in there. Just swirl it a little bit. And then we're going to add the 1 drop of the butanol into vial 2. So we're just going to leave it for 5 to 10 minutes, and then we will look at the final results. Okay guys, so now we've waited about 5 minutes to wait for it to settle down and for the reaction to take place properly. So as you can see in vial 1, the 1 butanol, you will see it's still very clear after we've added the 1 butanol to our tolerance reagent. But with the butanol in vial 2, you can see that there is a little bit of a silver mirror forming at the top, and they're basically telling us that the silver is forming on the inside of the vial. And from your instruction sheet, you will be able to conclude what is happening here. So now you just need to write down in your observations what you saw and make a conclusion if a reaction took place or not. Okay, so now that we're finished with the experiment or with the tolerance test, we're just going to take all of our waste and put it into the silver waste container, because we cannot put this down the drain. So we're just going to put it into the waste container. And this will then be washed out with nitric acid as well to make sure we don't get anything into the drains.